everyone! Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I built the GTA yacht in Minecraft. I am really happy with how it turned out, and this video did take quite some time to make, so I hope you'll consider subscribing if you have not already, or hitting the like button to show me you want more content like this. Let's get started! Okay, so to start, I'm going to make this basic shape, and it's a bottom layer of 3, then 5, then 9, then 13, and I also want to note that they all should be centered on top of one another. Now I'm going to extend that back an extra 49 blocks, so it's a total of 50 blocks long. Raise that 4 additional blocks, and this next part I'm going to fill out the entire front and then half of the sides. So if you're including the front, that's 25 blocks. If you're not including the front, it's 24 blocks on each side. And then I'm going to add another layer that goes all around. So we should have voted a total of 5 layers. After that, I'm going to increase it by 3 and then go all the way around. So there's a gap of 2 right there. And I also connected it all the way down. Alright, this is looking pretty good to start. I want to round out this edge, so I'm going to be adding 4 blocks, then 3 blocks, then 1 block, just so it doesn't look so abrupt. I'm also going to repeat that to the other side. Alright, now moving on, I'm going to go to the front, and I added this shape to the front because we don't want it to be flat in the front, we want it to kind of have a nose. So here are the dimensions for that. 13 by 2 includes 1 layer that was already there, just so you know. So it's really only going to overhang 1 layer of 13. Now to kind of connect this down, I'm going to be starting in the middle layer, and as I get closer and closer to the original front of the ship, I'm going to go 1 block lower. So kind of like an opposite staircase. Now, once you reach about halfway through, I don't know exactly how much it is, but your block's going to be parallel with the bottom of the ship. So just connect that there, and don't keep going lower and lower. After that, I'm going to move on to the second outermost layer, and that's going to be the second outermost nose level 2. And I'm going to be basically doing the same thing, making sure I stay at least 1 above each block from the middle layer. Now that I'm parallel to 1 above the middle layer, I'm going to bring that in as well, and I'm going to continue that until I get to the full outside of the ship, and this is going to be as rounded as possible. It's obviously not going to be perfect because this is Minecraft and Minecraft uses cubes, but I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Alright, so that's half of it. I'm going to do the other half really quick and I'll show you when it's all done. Here's the other side. It should match almost exactly, not almost, it should be exact because it's symmetrical. Now I'm going to go fill in this area. So I'm going to get some birch planks. You can use whatever planks you want, but I thought either oak or birch was closest to the GTA 5 picture. I'm going to do 1 level down just so there's kind of a barrier and you can't just walk off the ship. So I finished filling it in, and that's 24 blocks, halfway there because the 25th block of the 50 is the outline. After that, I'm going to get some light gray concrete and I'm going to fill in those windows kind of, but I'm going to fill it in 1 in so there's depth to it, and I do not know how all those sea turtles got there. Alright, both sides are filled in so that if you're looking on the outside, you can't see through the ship, it's just the gray. it's really starting to come together. Here's what the back looks like, and I'm going to fill this in with some birch planks all the way to the end of the gray. And the end of the gray is where it should meet with the beginning of the top layer of birch. Now I'm going to make this bottom deck area where the pool is. So I'm going to take some of my white concrete and I'm going to add 12 additional blocks onto each side of the boat. Connect that, and then I am going to bring that bottom layer out by 9. Then the second layer, I'm going to bring that out by 10. Next is 11. And finally 12. So it should be in line with that. This is so it looks more like a natural ship and not like blocky Minecraft. I'm going to round out this edge really quick because I just didn't like the way it looked originally, and then I'm going to fill that in with birch. Again, if you're using oak, use that. Now I'm going to raise it up by 3 more blocks of concrete so it is in line with the upper layer. I guess it wasn't entirely necessary to fill the bottom layer with birch since I'm filling this in with birch right now, but I'm just making it easier on myself for when I decide to do the inside. Now I'm going to add another line right here, and in line with my original line, I'm going to bring it out by 4 and then down, so there's a hole of 3. And then I'm going to add another wall right there, and again out by 4 and bring it down. This is going to make a window, or 2 separate windows that look offset because I added the extra layer. Also, I forgot to do this until now, but I want them to be 2 wide, not 3, so I'm just going to finish that on the bottom right there, filling it in so it's I don't know if it's wide or deep, but too tall. I'm going to really quickly do the same thing on the other side, and then I'm going to round out this edge by adding 3, then 2, similar to how I rounded out the other edge or did the fins up top. Alright, next up I'm going to just extend this gray concrete so it covers that. Okay, it's starting to really come together. I'm just going to fill in this wall really quick. This is what I meant earlier when I said where the bottom layer of birch meets the top layer of birch we already did. And it's not entirely necessary to fill it in because I'm just going to bring it forward to our other line of concrete and fill that in there. But again, just making it easier for when I eventually decide to either play in this world or do the interior. Now I'm bringing that birch out for a 3rd time so it is in line with the end of the gray. Going on top of the gray edge that is closest to the front, I'm going to fill that all in with birch, and that's going to be the roof or this part of the boat where the curve is. I'm going to add that little fin we just saw on the top layer, so you'll notice it's kind of rounded there, but then there's another level of where it's rounded, so I'm just going to be doing that here. I'm going to repeat that really quickly on the other side. So we should have added 3 extra layers, and I'm going to pull that top layer all the way back to about halfway. It doesn't need to be perfect, I just need to make sure I leave room for where the helicopter pad is going to go, so I didn't even bother measuring it. There should be a gap of 2 since we rose the whole thing by 3. Okay, I am going to now fill that in as a ceiling. And now it's time to add where the captain is, or that little curved area of the yacht. I just added this to round it out a little bit, and here are the dimensions. Also, the 13 is including the blocks we already added, so you really only need to do 11, then 11, and then the other 2. I am going to kind of fill this in with black stained glass. Each layer I do, I'm going to outline, but I'm going to go one further in. Actually, that's just going to be for the first 2 layers, because I'm going to do the same thing for the 3rd layer, but then I'm just going to pull it in because then it'll be parallel with the roof we made. Okay, now as you saw in the picture, there is 2 layers of this, or 2 separate sections of this. So down here I'm going to build it out. I honestly think I could have built it out more, so it's up to you if you want to start this one further up. But I basically used the same dimensions, and then I took out the excess before adding the glass. Here's how it looks so far in comparison. I think it's really coming out well, but now I'm going to work on this piece. Now, they kind of look different for the images of the yacht for GTA Online versus GTA 5, so you can really do this however you like. I'm adding 2 fins to the back. And then I'm also adding kind of like a little bridge. Now, and I'm really excited for this part, it's time to add the helicopter pad. So over here, I'm just going to do an H and then a circle around it. I couldn't really decide between cyan or light blue. Well, I guess I did decide because I decided light blue. But I think either will work, and remember, it kind of varies from game to game, whether it's online or 5 or whichever version you're using. So don't stress out too much about it and just do what you think you like. I think it turned out pretty spot on to the picture, but I am going to add some railings so you can't just walk off. I'm going to leave this side empty, but I am going to extend 1 block there and then fill in that area with iron bars. Now I'm just filling in this area and the same thing on the other side with some black stained glass. I'm also going to carve out part of this area because on the real GTA game it looks like there's kind of a little lounge area down here. This is the GTA 5 version, so you can add stairs going down if you want, but again, every version's different. Next, because if you just have one helicopter pad, that's obviously not enough, we're going to add another helicopter pad here. Looks a little skinny, so I'm going to add another layer on the left and right side. I am really happy with how it's looking, but for some finishing touches, I'm going to get rid of that corner because it was just looking abrupt or blocky. It still kind of is, so you can adjust that how you'd like. Literally 5 minutes ago I told you to extend that out to the edge of the gray, but now I'm getting rid of it again. So sorry for this video being a little chaotic, but I'm actually going to add a staircase going all the way down. So I'm going to use some quartz slabs for this, just to make it look a little more elegant. Now, of course, we need to add another helicopter pad. No, I'm just kidding. It's the pool, and you can kind of see it in this picture. There should probably be another layer, but I don't know about you, but I don't really have any other boats to dock in Minecraft, so I just decided to leave that out just for time's sake, and I made a little pool here. You can make it more fancy if you want, but now I'm just going to add some more iron bars so no one falls off. I am really liking how it's looking right now, but there's just a couple more finishing touches. So as you can see in the picture, there is windows all over the side, obviously because it would get pretty dark down there. So I'm going to be adding some windows. You can either follow the pattern that I'm doing by just pausing the video when it's all done. I'll give you a sec to do that after. Or you can do your own design. Again, the windows vary from different versions of GTA, so I'm not too concerned with making sure it's perfect or in proportion. But if you followed the directions or followed exactly what I did, it should work out pretty evenly to do the patterns I'm showing you now. Now that I've checked it out and know that I'm happy with how the windows look, I'm going to fill it in with some more black glass. I think here you could have also used panes instead and it would have looked a little better, but I hate using panes, so I did not do that. By now you should already know the drill, but here I'm just adding some more iron bars so it looks kind of more like the picture there, and so you can't just fall off. Now, as you'll notice, the different types of yachts in GTA have a different color striped on the bottom, so just pick whatever your favorite is. I don't know, you could do pink for all I care. It's your world, but I'm going to be using dark blue, and on this layer right here, I'm just going to add a stripe all around the yacht. I really love how it turned out, and if you stayed till the end of the video, you are my hero. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. Give this video a like because it did take a really long time to make if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching.